Today's episode is brought to you by Roman.
Head on over to GetRoman.com/Ro. Get a free online visit and $20 off any new treatment. And guess what? Free 2-day shipping. You're welcome. So contact juggling. That's where you get those new soft contacts, and they're like really hard to put in. They're easy to put in, but then to get them out, you got to touch your pupil.
Got to get them right on the center.
That's contact
Then
struggling.
they rip off your cornea.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Now, Brian, I was eager to teach you my somewhat meager skills of contact juggling,
Yes.
but you told me that there might be a similar thing going on with your deck of cards.
Hold on. First of all, it's inappropriate to walk up and say, is there a problem with your deck?
I didn't say a problem.
But when we were talking about contact juggling, I'm not familiar with the world of juggling, but I am familiar with the world of magic. And I know in the world of magic, when I first started learning stuff early 90s, it was kind of looked down upon to do overly flashy finger-flinging moves. In fact, finger-flinging was sort of a pejorative term because the thinking was the more dexterity people see with you demonstrating with cards, the less they will attribute your magic effect to true wizard powers.
See, that reminds me of like Pendulette's explanation of why he does tricks, not illusions.
Right.
Because I'm the one doing it, buddy.
Yeah.
It's not in your eyes.
Well, so in this case, what happened is the world changed because the internet suddenly made it possible for somebody to spend all day in front of a webcam getting a perfect take. And yes, it is juggling, or as traditionally it would be called conjuring, finger flinging manipulations. But instead of that branch being pushed down, it became appreciated and became its own branch, as we call it in magic now, cardistry. And so when you mentioned contact juggling, it sounded to me, from what little I know about the subject, you think of juggling, its balls are always in the air. How does a world go from balls are in the air at all times, suddenly it's like, what if the balls are never in the air?
For the record, just to cut to the chase for some people, Labyrinth. The movie Labyrinth.
That's the moment. When all of a sudden everybody,
Yes.
and those are Michael Moschen's hands over David Bowie's body.
Yes.
He's doing all of that blind with a blanket over his head.
Yeah. Basketball has been doing it for decades, and like the Bodhi balls, the Chinese medicine balls.
Oh, I thought they were called Benoit balls. I'm thinking of something different, maybe.
Don't know.
Yeah.
But they're the ones that make the bell noises, and also rhythmic gymnastics. You got the big rubber ball, and they go out and they roll it all over themselves. And
So there's certainly plenty of precedence for all of this, but I think what we're talking about is the style and movement that was really created by Michael Moschen.
Yeah.
70s, 80s?
late 80s, he developed his show Light, and then Jim Henson saw, and Jim Henson is quoted as saying, that is the closest thing to magic that I know of. And I hope that the contact juggling story parallels the cardistry story, because there was a point when things got really ugly in 2010 when we had the fushigi ball come out.
So this is, and I hope you're right, because the cardistry story is a story of illegitimacy that finally found legitimacy thanks to the internet, but it has not, as far as I know, had the fushigi moment. And the fushigi moment is the moment where somebody did a mass market, it's just a crystal ball, and then they showed it was the Ginsu knife moment of contact juggling. They got people who were supremely skilled, and they told a bunch of kids that when you get it, you're gonna be awesome like this, and it'll float all around.
And I also think about that guy like in the 50s and 60s on the corner, like doing all the bird sounds. He's like, you just need this little piece of plastic. Give me your change.
That's all I need to be talented?
Yeah.
No, my daughter definitely got a fushigi ball, dropped it a billion times, said, this sucks.
Because they tell you, they're like, you'll master it in minutes. And no, it's an actual skill.
Which also, that was the story with the Ginsu knife, is the secret was the knives were not very good. What was hard was to be a talented person who could cut up a bunch of things. Johnny Thompson said that the Ginsu knife demonstration was the single hardest magic effect he ever learned. Full stop.
He did that, or?
He did that. He did the pitch. He did that stuff and said, the secret is the knives are garbage. You just have to be that good at all these moves.
Wow.
Yeah. So I suppose to some extent, the tools matter. Obviously, the tools matter on the Ginsu knife thing. I definitely think they matter when it comes to decks of cards. You can't take your grandma's bridge deck and then pull off the moves that we're seeing. They have to be fresh and new and air cushion finished or what have you. What are the rules for the equipment on contact juggling to pull off the illusions? Also, what are the illusions that you're allegedly doing?
Well, there's several illusions. First one that a lot of people learn is isolation. Now, weirdly, that's the easiest to do, but it also requires the best equipment.
Is that the one where you have 3 balls going and 1 ball just looks like it's hanging out,
Sometimes,
floating?
or you could just, here, let me just.
oh, you already baked a cake.
Yes. You could just do it with one.
So this is almost like a type of mime where it's like your goal is to keep that thing as, is it
Kinda
actually moving
stationary.
or no?
It is, like, and if I did it with a stage ball,
Okay.
you would definitely notice.
In this case, it's less impressive because I have the context clues to know that you're just rolling a ball and keeping it in one spot.
Yeah.
Part of it is the illusion that because it's a perfectly clear ball, it just seems like it's slippery and floating in place.
Yes, but like I was saying, the irony is to do the really easy move, you need really nice equipment. To do some of the harder moves, I would suggest start out with something like a stage ball. That way you're not dropping a $30 acrylic piece of plastic on concrete.
This is really wild to me because I know what I'm seeing is impressive, but if I was tasked to describe the effect of what I'm seeing, I don't know why it's impressive. Like, why is that impressive? Because the illusion is that it's attached to your body in some way and that it cannot be dropped, or...
You know what, let me just show you
Okay,
this
go.
move.
All right.
I'm gonna teach you this move. In fact, we're gonna trade. You hold on to that. Now, what you might think instinctively is like, okay, I just need to roll a ball around my hand somehow. And that is what we call the result, not what you're doing.
Right.
What you're actually doing is you are playing catch with yourself. And so the first step in all of contact juggling is to learn how to hold a ball on the back of your hands.
We're doing hand hacky sack.
Yes.
I'm
like
back in college
back in the
now.
90s.
Yeah.
Landed on the foot, landed on the hand,
The
bro.
one best rule of hacky sack is you never say you're sorry because everybody knows you're trying your best. That was the 4th rule, I believe. And in fact, our rule was if anyone said, I'm sorry, you had to peg them.
Okay, you start by learning how to hold it on the back of your hand. And in fact, there were several days where I was like brushing my teeth, making sandwiches, and just holding it on the back of my hands.
Okay, this would be the magician's equivalent of just keeping an object palmed at all times, whether you need to or not,
Yes. And then eventually you learn how to catch it on the back of your hands.
right? All right. Nope.
And it might help you to see from this angle. Like I got a 3-finger thing going on. You could
Oh, so I only have a 2-finger
yeah,
thing.
you
so
could do it with 2 fingers.
Oh, that's much easier.
But it's
yeah.
a little more stable if you have the middle finger a little subdued here.
Now I'm thinking hacky sack here. So I want to create a cup. I want the basket to go down, and I catch it. And
Yep.
so,
You
nope.
keep, and then eventually you're playing catch with yourself, and eventually it's not even leaving your fingertips.
Okay. All right. So, man, now I want to go play ping pong. Okay. Wait. What are you doing?
See, now if we wanted to get a little more crazy, you could start doing this kind of stuff. And if I was much
Actually,
better, I'd bring it
pause everything. Show me how good all of this ends up looking.
here. Something like
So
that.
part of the illusion is that we are robbed of the understanding of which way it's rolling.
Yes.
So it appears to slide, and it also gives the illusion that it's just stuck to your body at all times,
Yeah.
right?
At first, I suggest don't even worry about keeping it in contact with your body. At first, you're just playing catch, and soon it becomes easier to leave less and less room.
Oh my God, I see what you're doing. I already smell like patchouli. What is happening? So now, yep. I'm gonna guess there's a lot of that happens.
Yes.
All right, so catching. And then what you wanna do is you wanna make more of the motion from your hands.
An important step is control, because like even now that I'm somewhat decent, I still end up losing control because I'm not thinking about landing the ball anywhere. I'm just thinking about keeping it going, and you should really just think about where it's going to land next.
Do you have to buy a special ball for contact juggling? Or?
You can spend, I think this was like a $30 acrylic polymer plastic, or you could start with stage balls, or one of my favorites, if you're just starting out, is a lacrosse ball.
Oh, right
It's
on.
like $10, you get a set of 3, and they bounce. So if you're outside on the concrete, you know,
Yeah. Oh, you can do this, and then you can catch it.
Show me you can catch.
Yep. Does it matter from how high or?
No.
Okay, so make a
And
basket.
typically, you'll make your forearm kind of level,
Ooh, yeah.
and eventually it'll just be built into the muscle memory that you're whipping your elbow out every time.
Yeah. Okay. Right now, I'm throwing it up and I'm pivoting this way. Is that bad? Should
yes,
it
a
be
little
this
bit.
way?
Yeah, so throw your elbow back in.
Oof. Whoop. Okay, so elbow out, elbow in,
Yep.
elbow out, elbow in, elbow out, elbow in.
And soon, it's not even leaving your fingertips.
Oh, you do have
But
to do a lot
again,
of moving your elbows.
Yeah. So
All right.
like now, I don't even think about it anymore, but you're right, I do throw it in and out quite aggressively. When you catch it, don't think of it like a baseball, think of it like just on your fingers. Like when you come back here,
Yep. All right, so back.
don't worry too much about keeping the ball in place when you're doing this move. Like you could bring it as high as you like, because that is not what is gonna make it roll over your fingers.
Okay, what is? Because at this point, I feel like I could do this all day.
Well, just throw it up less. So don't think about it ever rolling across your fingers. Think about it just getting thrown up a tiny bit, like as if I'm throwing it up 2 inches every time.
So it does pop up a fair amount.
Yeah, I'm not
there-
trying to isolate it.
There's
not with
no,
this
there's no
move.
version where you want it to actually completely stay still.
Not with this move, no.
Okay.
When Michael Moschen, the great Michael Moschen is doing this, it's gonna move up and down.
Woo! I think I did it.
Now, if you can get it to land and keep it under control, and you do that enough, I think we can get one.
All
Hold
right.
on, I'm moving yourself.
I was about to say, this is a much heavier ball.
Yes.
I've already learned blacksmithing. Now I've learned contact juggling. All I need is leathersmithing, and I can finally leave my family for the Renaissance Fair.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say to be a leather daddy.
That too. Am I on the just
You are-
more of this?
Yes, just more of that. And soon, it's not even leaving your fingertips.
What's happening?
But unlike the Fushigi commercials, you can learn the basic concept in minutes, but to actually get the muscle memory, it will take you hours and days.
I do feel like there's a little bit of an advantage with my background in sleight of hand. But
Right.
is there something to this? I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing any of this right.
For lesson 1, this is a win.
Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Somebody
Ooh.
call Duncan Jones. Have him make a sequel to Labyrinth.
Brian, there are some days when I realize it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon and I haven't even brushed my teeth.
So, very weird flex.
It's not a flex, man. It's a shameful admission.
I think what you meant to say is, hey, Brian, June is Men's Health Month, and many of us fail to take care of ourselves.
That's absolutely true. I am a disgusting, shambling mass of a thing. And June is usually filled with shame because it's Men's Health Month. But Roman is there to help me.
Yes, this is the month to take whatever that thing is that you've been meaning to get around to, whether it's hair loss, taking care of erectile dysfunction, skincare. Roman's got your back covered, and we've got special promotions.
Oh, and it's discreet. They do door-to-door service. So if you
Real doctors, real medicine, none
Real
of that
doctors.
gas station pill fake bull crap.
none of the weird beady-eyed doctors. Actual doctors.
Like with real eyes.
with real eyes. Yes.
So basically, you go to getroman.com/rogue. You get a free visit if the doctor determines that they can solve your problems with real medicine. Then you get $20 off any new treatment and free 2-day shipping. Come on, man. Support the show. Take care of yourself. Celebrate men's health.
Brush your teeth, too.
Yeah.
Preferably before noon.
Getroman.com/rogue.
They don't brush your teeth for you. I don't think. Do they?
See, a bunch of people think it's about the contact juggling. I like to think it's about the contact struggling, like the struggling to get them digits You got a phone number? Hold on. Here, let me text you.
Have you figured out the secret to my love life?
You put it out to the universe, and then you do the contact struggling.